Hi everybody, this is Robert Mansour and thank you for visiting my website. A lot of times clients want to understand more about what is included in a typical estate plan. Not only what they, get from the consultation and what they learn from the lawyer, but what do they physically get as a result of their efforts. So I thought I would make this brief video because we should address that issue. What do I get if I work with the attorney's office? So what I figured I would do is I would show you a typical estate planning binder so that you can kind of follow along. So this is a typical estate planning binder, a legal toolbox I like to call it, with all kinds of legal tools in here that your family and you will need in the event of incapacity, death, etc. So it's all right here, and the family's name is on the side right here. And if we open it up, we'll take a little tour of the actual binder itself. My typical estate planning binders are all tabbed for the convenience of the client, so they know what each document is and what it's intended to do. The very first section is all my contact information at the very front. Then we have the overview section. This is the first section right here where the clients get step-by-step instructions about what's in here, how to use it, what to do when people pass away, specific instructions to their particular situation. The next tab in the binder is the living trust itself. This is the agreement that talks about, who gets what, when do they get it, who's in charge of the assets, and all of that stuff is in the living trust section. There are also a schedule of assets in the living trust section, as well as places where you can leave specific things to specific people. Let's say you want your son Johnny to get the car, and you want your daughter to get the jewelry. Whatever the case may be, you can include those instructions in your living trust section. The next section in the typical estate planning toolbox is the certification of trust. The certification of trust is something that you can present to banks, life insurance companies. Certain facilities will want to see this document, and you're going to have one of these. It basically outlines most of the fundamentals of your estate plan, of your living trust, who your trustees are, the date of the trust, the name of the trust, all that kind of business is located in your certification of trust. The next section in my typical binder is the property agreement section. This is where you would have any kind of marital property agreements, community property agreements, assignments of personal property to your trust, declarations of trust. If you have any businesses, you want to assign your interest in the business to your trust. All of that is located in the property assignment or property agreement section. The next tab is the healthcare section. In the healthcare section, you're going to have your advanced healthcare directive, dealing with healthcare issues, HIPAA authorizations for release of medical records. You're going to have perhaps instructions for post-death matters. All of that is located in the healthcare section. Next section is the power of attorney section. Powers of attorney are very important documents in a legal toolbox, and you're going to have those in a separate section right inside your binder. The next section is the will section. Now, if you have a living trust, you're going to have a will in most cases to be a backup. It's a backup to the living trust in case for some reason we end up in court. We have a document called the will that we can give to the judge, and the judge can follow the instructions in your will. Finally, at the very back of the binder, I like to include a section on assets. We like to put all of the trust assets, copies of them, etc. in this trust section. Also, if we have any other non-trust assets like life insurance, 401ks, IRAs, we can also include them in the binder in a separate tab near the back. Also in the binder, you will get letters to present to your financial institutions to show them how title to your assets should read. Also, I like to give my clients healthcare cards that they can put in their wallet with all the information relating to their healthcare documents in there. So that's the physical binder. Let's talk about the intangibles. Why go to a lawyer at all? Well, clients come to me, the very first consultation is us talking about the basics of estate planning, the fundamental components, what to trust, why use a trust versus a will. Maybe we can just do a will, powers of attorney, healthcare directives, property agreements. We talk about all of that, and we discuss what each document does and why it's important. Once we talk about the fundamentals, then we dive into the specifics. We talk about the client's specific situation. And we say, okay, how can we fashion this toolbox to meet your specifics. Whether you have any children or grandchildren or nieces or nephews or uncles or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, we talk about it in specifics so that we make sure your documents reflect your desires. Also, during that meeting, I answer all of my clients' questions. Whatever they want to know. They come in with a whole slew of questions, and we talk about those questions and we get them some answers. And we also teach them how to use their estate plan. Because getting one of these things is one thing, but knowing how to use it properly is a whole different story. Also, during the discussion, which usually lasts about a good hour and a half for that first meeting, we call this the design meeting, where we design the estate plan. We talk about different options and different approaches and how we can accomplish some things perhaps in one direction, or maybe we take a different direction. And then the clients can sometimes choose from a multitude of options, and then we go that way. So basically that first meeting is all about getting to know the clients and what they're trying to accomplish, answering their questions, teaching them. And then after that, I'm the one who actually prepares your documents. I don't farm them out to anybody else. So I work on your estate plan, and then I send you a draft. In that draft, I'm going to send you specific instructions and a summary of the draft along with the documents themselves so that you can follow along. Also, sometimes I'll take a highlighter and I will highlight certain things that I want you to pay particular attention to. And then if everything looks good, you call my office and you say, hey Rob, I want to come in and sign everything. And in that case, we'll have the signing meeting. During the signing meeting, not only will we be signing all the documents and notarizing them, but we will be copying them, scanning them to disk. I want to make sure I have a digital copy of all your documents. Also, I will answer any additional questions at that time, give you further instructions about how to use your estate plan, walk you through your binder, step by step, exactly what each section is about. That meeting also could go about an hour or an hour and a half. And then after that, I like to include ongoing meetings with my clients. Every 3 years or so, I want to get together with the clients, at least touch base by phone, and they're invited to call without fear of getting a bill or an extra fee or anything like that. My clients are encouraged to contact me after the process and email me or call me with a question if they're having particular trouble with a specific asset. I'm always inviting the clients to follow through with me. And generally, there is no charge for the follow-through or the additional emails or questions here and there. And for the additional meetings, there's generally no charge. And I call these peace of mind meetings. I want to make sure that we get together every so often and we make sure that everything is still meeting with your approval, that there have been no major changes, etc., that require us to alter your plan. And that's basically an overview of the tangible and intangible things that are included when you come and do your estate plan. I hope you found this video helpful, and thank you very much once again. If you need to reach my office at 661-414-7100, or on the web, it's www.mansourlaw.com. Thanks for visiting.